Hi good people, Sean Morris here, explaining how to make a quick and easy cheese ball for the holidays or game time, anytime. And I've got what I call the 1 tablespoon of everything recipe to make it extremely easy. You need a mixing bowl, a cutting board, a knife, a 1 tablespoon measuring device. Then you will need 3 slices of double smoked ham, which is about 1/8 of a pound for this recipe. 2 8-ounce packages of cream cheese, your choice, Parmesan cheese, garlic powder, Worcestershire sauce, and sea salt. So first off, we're simply going to take the cream cheese out of the containers. And I've also got some paper towels already laid out because I anticipate I will need those. And the quicker you pull on these, the faster and easier they come out. Very little mess that way. Okay. So we're opening up the little wallet pack. We're trying to separate that very quickly so that not much sticks to the package. There we go, folks. The hard part is done. Wipe our hands off. You're going to get a little bit messy here in the kitchen with me, but it's going to be worth it. Now we're going to take our ham and we're going to cut it into little pieces. I like to start with some small strips, and you can adjust this to whatever size you like. I like to make it fairly small pieces so that it is nicely mixed throughout the cream cheese. So be really careful not to cut yourself. And definitely watch your children if they're helping you in the kitchen. Knives can be so dangerous. Okay, be very careful at the end. Alright, so now we've got our ham sliced up. Some of it this way, and some of it that way. Alright, beautiful. Now, wipe our hand off again with our paper towel. This is such an easy recipe, and I came up with it on my own, trying to make it simple so that I could replicate it. So a nice heaping tablespoon of the Parmesan. What a lovely fragrance. A tablespoon of the garlic powder. And everything I do is a little bit on the large side, just for good measure. We'll shake up our Worcestershire sauce, and we will also use a tablespoon of that. A little bit extra for good measure, never hurt anybody, did it? Okay. So cleanup will be a breeze. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is about what I like on the sea salt. 5 dashes. Clean hands. Now we're going to get messy, folks. This is the best way to mix it, I have found, because it adds a little bit of your personality and a whole lot of love to what you're making. And I always like to give a personal touch when I'm cooking, especially for my family and friends. Do this with great pride. And this is actually a labor of love for me, folks. I have enjoyed making cheese balls for about 35 years now. Remember, I think it was 1978. Dad and I made our first cheese ball together, and I was about 5 years old. And he and Mom went to the store and bought about 6 different kinds of cheeses, and they said, wow, we spent about $100 on groceries. And that was big stuff back in the 70s. And we made the most awesome mixed cheese ball. But anyway, this is my smoked ham and Parmesan cheese ball, and it's one of the easiest recipes I know of. Okay, we just want to get all the colors mixed in. You know you've got it right when the Worcestershire sauce is permeated throughout and simply colors it a darker color throughout. You know you've done a very good job mixing. So we're just about there. Okay, and we're going to actually yield 2 cheese balls. I'm going to show you in a little bit how neat this really can be for the holidays especially. Okay. Yes, that is just about where we like it. Okay, now we're going to separate these into 2 different balls. And this is going to make roughly 2 12-ounce cheese balls. And you just have to get a little messy. Just kind of get a little jiggy with it. Going to be a little bit uneven, and that is totally okay. That just shows that this is homemade. And I'm not one to waste, so I like to scrape the sides. You can use a spatula. I like to use my own hands. I'm an earthy person, and my family is from the Black Forest in Germany and other parts of Europe where people are just good, down-to-earth, solid people. And that's what I am. Not too fancy, just like the good stuff and the high quality. Okay, what we will do, we'll seal any gaps there so that you don't have any air pockets, okay? And we'll just give it a nice smooth texture on the outside. And now we're going to have to wipe our hands off here. And now my favorite part of making cheese balls, what I call the drop and roll. We've made 2 cheese balls, and we're going to have 1 green with dill weed and 1 red with paprika. And that's really nice for Christmas, of course. And folks, this takes literally less than 10 minutes from start to finish. That includes your cleanup. Absolutely fabulous. I have done it in as little as 3 minutes flat when I'm pushed for time and I forgot, oh yeah, I'm supposed to provide the cheese balls for church or the football game, all the guys are coming. Okay? And you're going to be a little bit generous with those products. And here you go. You just start swirling them around. And the paprika nicely complements the smoked ham and Parmesan cheese ball, as well as the dill. And everybody always likes nice little amount of variety. A lot of kids like the red. Some of the really cool kids like the green. Okay. Okay. You can always add more, but it's kind of nice to have a few little imperfections. It just gives it that homemade look. I've got a strip of plastic film ready to go for this one. And I'm not one to waste, so I'll wipe the little spots off this one. We'll roll this guy in our dill weed. Talk about a nice complement to the flavors inside this lovely cheese ball. And how festive. Red and green, ready for the holidays, the big games, the good times with your family and friends that you love and are so proud to serve. This is absolutely my pleasure, folks. Check out the cleanup. Now I've got 2 strips of plastic film ready to go. And you simply roll it up like this, tuck under, and guess what? This can also double as a nice Christmas gift. I do this for my family each year, and it is now expected as well as appreciated. Never turned down. Folks, if you've got 10 minutes, you can not only serve the finest hors d'oeuvres known to man, but you can make Christmas gifts. I hope that you and your family and friends have a wonderful holiday season and enjoy many games and good times together. Thank you so much for your time, and have a great day. Sean Morris, over and out.